My new book, As You Are, Self-Improvement Not Required, is out in on the 1st of September. And somebody asked me how I reconcile my passion for this fact that I don't think self-improvement is required of us with being a coach. And so I thought I'd explain. Um, my perspective on coaching is that inherently you are not broken. Okay, you do not need fixing. You are inherently whole and enough as you are. Now, that doesn't mean that life is perfect. Okay? Even when I'm able to cultivate like a deep sense of acceptance and enoughness in me, like life is still hard and I still have coping strategies. I still have patterns of being that sometimes are really useful. And increasingly, some of the older ones, the older I get, are increasingly less useful. But the key thing is that they have been useful. We're incredibly adaptive as human beings. And so the coping strategies that we develop for navigating family dynamics, navigating achieving and success, navigating the world, like the life, life is in society as it is, are really adaptive. Like we only do them because they work for us in some way, at least for a period of time. The challenge then becomes if, and especially if, like me, you are a recovering perfectionist or a bit of an overachiever, um, get really good at those chosen coping strategies. Really good. And good at the expense of other ways of being. And so my approach to coaching is not that you need fixing. You are not a problem that needs to be fixed. Um, my role as a coach is to support you in navigating life. Yeah, my role is to help you develop the other ways of being that you would like in the world. Like that's not for me to decide. You say like I'm trying to develop this skill, or I would like to be, I would like to be less controlling. I would like to have more ease in my life. Perfectionism is really getting in the way, and I would like to be able to do something different. And so my job is to support you with that. Sometimes that means offering very specific tools or exercises or approaches, and particularly from a somatic perspective. My job is to help you remember these ways of being with your own somatic wisdom. Because, while all of us, I think, are born with that connection to ourselves, we lose it because of so many things in life, that our parenting, the way that we're schooled, what society teaches us, capitalism teaches us. And so there's a remembering that needs to happen. But most of my job is to be on your side. My job is to either massively cheerlead for you, especially like the recovering perfectionist that I need to. Such a tendency to underestimate and neglect what you are already doing. And so my job is to help you remember that. And my job is also to lovingly and firmly call you out on your bullshit from time to time. My job is to help you see the challenges that you're facing in life from another perspective. It's not to to change you, to fix you, so that life becomes this challenge-free, everything's perfect all the time. That's just not how it works. Um, and what I will discern here is that I'm a coach. Okay? I am not a therapist. Therapy is a different a different kettle of fish, and I think really important. Like therapy has been hugely important in my journey, and I would always say that if you are choosing between coaching and therapy and you don't know which one to pick therapy. Okay, um, there there are imprints and wounds in us that do need care and attention in order for us to be able to move forward. So very, very briefly, my perspective on this. A therapeutic perspective approach tends to really be past oriented, like looking at, call it, where have you come from, where have these patterns emerged from, and to, yeah, to try and address some of the root causes of that. Coaching is much more about meeting you where you are to say, okay, cool, you're here, you're flawed, you're imperfect, you have these coping strategies, you have these wounds. Yes, in time with the right support, they can shift. My job is to be a source of co-regulation, a place of supporting your nervous system, so your inherent healing capacity can come online, and your nervous system does its own healing work. My job is to kind of like be here to witness and support that. But coaching is really about like meeting you where you are and then saying, cool, given all of these things, that given exactly how you are right now, how might you move forward? Like, how might you address this challenge that you have in your life right now? My job is to be a sounding board, a place where you can come and share what's going on for you without judgment. I have no investment. Like, having friends, having family that you can talk to is really important. Like, I don't want to replace connection in your life. But friends and family always have their own agenda. Like, they care about you and they have their own perspective on what you should do, what works. They have their own opinions. As your coach, I don't. I have no investment in whether you choose option A or option B, that job, this job, that person, this person. Um, yeah, my role is to provide a space where you can come and be you and really reflect and tap into your own wisdom. And that's the key for me with coaching. It's really about helping you connect back to your wisdom, what you already know. And yeah, sometimes there are tools, there are things that I can share that can help you connect more deeply to that wisdom. Um, I can guide you in ways of doing that. I can help you get a different perspective on the things that are getting in the way. But ultimately, it's your wisdom. Um, Now, I also work, so this is like me and my coaching role. I do work as a mentor, and that's a slightly different set of skills. Bringing more of my own experience into the mix, and I do teach. I facilitate courses on authentic relating and cyclical living. Um, and again, that's a slightly different role in teaching or facilitating an experience. Um, but the perspective that I have on all of that comes from this like fundamental belief that you are not broken. That, I love self-development. I love understanding myself. I love being able to do new things in the world. I am not beating up on our soul's inherent desire to grow and expand and learn new things. What I do object really deeply to is how commercialized and commoditized that's become. How we have been sold this story that if only we fix ourselves, if only we become flawless, then we get to be happy, then we get to reach enlightenment. And I don't know, maybe that's true in some ways, but that's not how I experience life. Um, I think to be human is to be messy and imperfect, and to have coping strategies that are great sometimes and really get in the way in other times. Um, my personal goal and my own journey with this is I want to have more choice. I want to have more options of ways of being, um, so that I don't keep, you know, hitting my head against the same wall. I want to be able to move around things in different ways. I want to have different tools to be able to show up in life. But developing new tools, developing new skills doesn't mean that I'm fundamentally lacking um, without them. Yeah, it's like there's a nuance here that I think is often really missing in development spaces. So yeah, yeah, that's what I care about. Um, I really hope if this has resonated with you that you'll consider buying the book. It's available for pre-order now on Amazon, and will be available on other platforms and things probably on the 1st of September. But if you drop me a comment below this video, I will make sure that you get all of the details. I'll send you the copies and links and all the rest of it. Um, and yeah, if this approach to coaching sounds like it might be supportive for you, if you would like a non-judgmental, I know I want to be both. I want to be an ally, but both in terms of really supportive and also say gently, lovingly calling you in on helping you see the things that you can't see. Um, yeah. So if that sounds like it might be something you want more of in your life, then again, please get in touch, or um, you'll find more information on my website, those kind of things. Um, yeah, sales is probably a place that I could continue to develop. But I don't know. I don't like being salesy with coaching. This is either resonating with you and like, yes, I want to know more. I want to um I want some of this, or you don't, and I'm not going to force you. Yeah, I trust your wisdom and intuition about who you work with. But I hope understanding my approach and yeah, I hope that sort of supports you, whether you come and work with me or you go and find a different coach or a different therapist, or you realize actually, no, maybe I don't need to take that course. Maybe I'm okay with how I am, and maybe spending all of my money on self-development courses, or these kind of like utopian promises. If you just do this one thing, everything's going to be fixed. Yeah, maybe I hope it helps you be a little more discerning around that. Um, cool. Well, I have rambled on for long enough. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time.